Hey, what's going on, you guys? It's Elizabeth Morosco. Have you considered hosting a virtual event, but maybe you're a little afraid that your offline audience is going to be feeling left out? Well, we're going to talk about that today. For those of you that don't know me, my name's Elizabeth Morosco, and I own an event and marketing production company. And I've been helping various corporations and nonprofits and even small business owners connect with their communities online and offline to grow their presence. And I would love to know from you if you have hosted your own virtual event. And if so, did you have a concern about leaving some of your audience behind? Now, this is something that's actually pretty common, and especially with businesses that are dealing with an older demographic where they want to make sure they're still able to communicate key things about the event to people that maybe aren't social media savvy. For many of us, we're so comfortable with social media. We go to it every day to check the news, the weather, check in on our friends, and maybe even learn a couple of things. But there's a big part of our community that just is not really actively engaged online. And that's okay, because when you create bridges that you can help people still feel like they're a part of special events that you're producing online, you can help create an even greater relationship that transcends offline. So today I was really excited to have a chance to talk to you about our publication that we do this with for many companies to be able to do an event that's online and then take a publication. Like, this is one that we do that's called Kudos. And the really cool thing is this. This is what I want to show you that you can use right in your own business right now. Are QR codes. Now, you may have seen them in different advertising spots, but think of it a little bit differently. Think if you were able to create an easy way for people to just use their cell phone, and you literally open up your smart camera. I'm going to open it up and I'll show you. But you open up your smart camera and you scan that code, and you could take them directly to the place where you're hosting your online event, or even to view a pre-recorded video, or even a place for them to download a document that they have. One thing that can become really overwhelming is when you're trying to give these different website address, and even if you're doing a bit.ly link, somebody that's maybe not computer savvy and elitist may find that really overwhelming. So all you do is literally scan the QR code, and it'll pop up a menu to open it up, and then automatically this video, and this particular one is pre-recorded, and then they just hit play. Now, this could be really beneficial, especially for people that are maybe families that need to talk about, a serious family issue, a hip replacement or a knee replacement, or an upcoming, recovery from heart surgery, or let's even go into not such a serious land. But let's say that you even were hosting an event online and you were coaching, and you have all of these different modules that you're getting out there. It can become a little bit of a navigation nightmare trying to get people to find that specific video in a sequence or series that you want. But if you use a magazine like Kudos, number one, you can do it in print, but you can also do it digitally. And you could have each of your lessons, like each module within the information that you're teaching, you can have it broken out so you can easily direct people to that information that you want. So the reason why I'm sharing this with you is because I believe that there's still many people that are not really fully pushing into social media for marketing and promoting their company. But I believe and it could be because they feel like they're going to leave part of their audience behind. But if you take the time to find ways to build bridges, you can create a relationship that's enhanced with communication and a sense of credibility of, that was really easy to navigate through. So think a little bit differently, utilizing things like QR codes, or digital magazines or print magazines to help create this connection. One of the other things too is with virtual events, how do you create, that continual conversation afterwards? It could be following up with a magazine of your own, or even doing something like a goodie bag where it has some of your merchandise, or something that's tied into the event that you're producing. And you can send that out before the event, after the event. It's that way of getting that flow continually going so people really can identify with what you're saying. The other thing is, too, if you do a digital magazine or a print magazine, you're able to take like maybe key points that you want to make in your presentation to have it. I'm getting backwards with the the camera, but you could have key points that you wanted to share with viewers of your virtual event, all written out, and also have your video integrated into it. And it is a different feel than a website or social media, because it gives you the centralized location for all the information so people can easily access it. Your video, your documents that you want them to download, it becomes a centralized, all-in-one little publication for you. And like I said, you can do this digitally too. And I think it's something that can really help families, especially that maybe have to talk to loved ones about serious topics. This was one that we had done a while ago that was caregiving for the caregiver. And the beautiful thing about that is it was a conversation starter for some families as they were going through the magazine. And then there were also events that were tied into it that gave us ability to promote those events and talk about things on a grander scale. But the other thing that we did to really beef it up and not just have the magazine become a big self-promotion, we included content that was actually really interesting. Things like how to reduce inflammation, and talking about turmeric and other spices and things like that, or even highlighting recipes, stuff that makes people excited to want to kind of keep the information around. Here's another one that we did. And you'll see that I do have a QR code that's included in it. And then along with some points to help prevent falls. And those are topics that families would, if they have a loved one at home or, their life that they're keeping an eye out for, things that they want to know, things that'll make life easier, or even things like, 5 tips for daily de-stress. So think of, when you create this publication for yourself, whether it's digital or actually in print, that you include content that helps you promote what you're doing, whether it's your event or promoting a product, goods, or service, but you also include content that people really want, just like social media. You're not going to keep posting stuff that people aren't interested in. You want them to be excited to be around that information and, maybe learn or get inspired. Generally, when people are watching videos or events, is because they're hoping to be either inspired, educated, or entertained. That's generally it. And this creates just like a backdrop to help you continue to tell those stories and to connect with some of that audience that is offline. They don't have to worry about typing in a big, long website address. You literally create something where they can either click on a button if it's digital or scan a QR code right with their smartphone. So easy breezy and a great way to do some storytelling and build credibility. And of course, you can also take these magazines and distribute it, use it like if you're doing trade shows or other things like that, to keep telling that story in a really powerful way. Instead of it being just digital and you can't touch it, when you have these in-person events or an opportunity to connect with somebody, you can literally send it to them. Or from the digital standpoint, you can even like drop a hyperlink for them to have instant access to your workshop or your event or whatever it is that you're doing. So lots of good stuff. Oh, yeah, QR codes are very powerful. I totally agree. I actually was in a meeting a couple of years ago, and I was talking to some people about how QR codes are starting to make a rise back. And one of the people kind of giggled, like, oh, that's so outdated. But it's funny now because if you start paying attention to a lot of the ad campaigns that you're seeing, or even, like some of the chain stores, they're posting signs on their window, for different regulations and things that they're doing. They even include a QR code right there for you to scan. So I think it's going to keep growing. So look for innovative ways to find opportunity, connect offline and online together. And like I said, it doesn't have to be hard. Oh, one last point that I do want to share with you with QR codes. Remember, there's two different kinds. There's one that just stays associated with the website that you have it linked to. And then another QR code, you have the ability to change that website where that QR code is linked to. So one's static and one's dynamic. So if you think that you're going to use that QR code, like let's say later on you plan on updating your virtual event, but you want to keep using all of the components that you've created, like that QR code, you just factor that in so that, later on you use the same exact marketing content that you have, including that branded QR code, and it's good to go because you just update the website link. So super easy. All right, you guys, if you want to find more innovative ideas on how to utilize digital marketing, you can check out our free Facebook group, which is Digital Marketing Strategies for Entrepreneurs and Nonprofits. I love helping people create that presence online and offline, so you can check that. Also, if you're feeling just a little bit blue and you want to get some daily inspiration, just like a little dose, you can go to our Facebook page, which is Kudos Magazine, and then you can check out all the good content that we have. In fact, right now we're getting ready to work on our next publication, which is Caregiving for the Caregiver. And I am so excited. I can't wait for you to see it. What did the Facebook user say? Always, always, always make your QR codes. Yes, because it saves you work. And later on, you might have a website where you don't renew that website. You end up getting a different website address. So it does allow you to easily manage it. So I love it when we have software engineers that are thinking ahead for us. All right, you guys, in the meantime, thanks for tuning in. I wish you so much abundance on your virtual events, and I do hope that you make an effort to stay connected with that offline community as well and look for opportunities there. You got a whole world waiting to meet you and your business. All right, you guys, in the meantime, have a great night. See ya. Bye.